Your mom, you haven't chased up that Irish connection yet, have you?
Yeah, my family actually
Finnegan?
my mom and my aunts and uncles and my grandmother and grandfather all went back and found Shannon, Ireland, and found that's sort of the starting place.
Ah, okay. That's where all the good looks and sexiness and talent comes from, just so you know.
And the love
You've got to have
for
Irish blood too,
potatoes.
even though
I
Czechs are
don't
back.
think so.
Where is it? Move the chair. Back? Oh, yeah. That's all the muscle you see sticking out.
That and the love for potatoes.
Diddly-eyed potatoes.
Oh, buddy, can we eat some potatoes, man?
Yeah.
We I mean, if we could eat
We
potatoes.
hold on to our potatoes now. We don't let them loose.
Hey, I can eat potatoes with the best of them, okay?
I mean, we threw down some
I
potatoes.
think,
we would have them baked and fried and mashed, and sometimes that's all we ate.
I was gonna say, I think like all good movies, there's some important messages here. I think you're telling us that Blow's blind, that Little Wayne doesn't always know what he's talking about, that fame can turn people into assholes. Kevin Kline proves that in his performance. And then also that Natalie Portman in a fight basically is a girl, Rick Moranis. These are the messages you're basically portraying, giving out there, right?
What's great is you really got the heart of the film.
That's what I thought the messages were. It's important to know what are they telling me here in life? Well, that's the bizarre thing. I always think with Natalie Portman, here's this porcelain perfect woman, a woman that Janine Garofalo reckons does not have to go to the toilet, she's so angelic. And yet you got to say the word penis a lot. Did that take a bit of work, or was she well up for that?
It didn't take work at all. She fell in love with the script very early on. Almost 2 or 3 years ago, she read a very early draft of it and called me up and said, I think I could really do this. I really want to do this. I said, well, I've never seen you in a comedy before, Natalie. And she said, yeah, but what was clear is that she's in real life is very funny. It's kind of this lovely body sense of humor with this really infectious, deep laugh. And she wanted to do it. I think she's very smart about material, and she holds on to material. I mean, I think she looked at Black Swan some 7 years ago and just hung on until that movie got made. And she was involved with this for a good 3 years before we finally made it. And it was not a problem at all. And I was really delighted at the sort of chemistry between Ashton and Natalie. As soon as I saw the two of them together, I thought, well, we have something really special here.
I think one of the things that makes Ivan a master at his craft is that he can sit with someone for about 5 minutes, and he immediately gets a take on. I know how to make that person funny. And we were actually at a lunch yesterday or something, and we were with a well-known actress, and after about 20 minutes at a lunch, we walked away. He was like, I know how to make her funny, and it doesn't matter who they are.
You're embarrassing me.
No, but it's true. It's true, and you do it. And I think one of the things about Natalie that you're right. It's that porcelain persona that we all have, and this sort of educated, studious person. And the minute that these things that aren't supposed to come out of that mouth start coming out of that mouth, you go, okay, that's just funny. Like it just works. And I think that Ivan knows how to carve that out of any good actor.
And she's obviously a very generous, kind of a complimentary person, because she says your penis is kind of carefree. So that's a nice sort of, So it's a nice way of
what better
making you
compliment?
feel- Yeah.
Who
What
doesn't
better
want that?
compliment for a penis than carefree?
I know that at the beginning of the movie, there's a lovely touching scene between these two 14-year-olds, and Emma reckons that people aren't meant to be together forever. That's her kind of philosophy,
Yes.
and Adam counters that with, well, would you mind if I finger you? That as a sort of way of maybe reaching out to her in some sort of loving way. I don't know if you two guys believe in this, because last September you were married for 5 years. Last September you were married for 34 years. I don't know, you kind of have that sort of philosophy in life that you really think, well, life actually does have that sort of a possibility of being forever.
I'm just trying to follow your question, starting with fingered
I
to
know.
married with 35 years.
Well, it's just a
I
statement
don't
she
even know how
started.
to answer it.
Right, because you've been married for 35. Well, I just thought you must have a belief then in love being forever. In that idea of
Absolutely.
people being together forever.
Well, if you're fortunate enough to find, that person that you're meant to be with. I mean, I'm kind of a square guy.
Great relationships are great partnerships, and if you can find that, it's kind of a really, it's a great anchor for life. a great thing to sort of pivot off of, no matter what it is that you're doing. That having that solid for me, I think, allows me to be daring in all these other places of my life. So, for me, being in a relationship is the most liberating thing I could have.
Well, I was just thinking on the way over here. Now, here you are, somebody who, in many ways, you're incredibly, an overachiever, because you've got your production house. You've done a lot of, producing behind the scenes. You've obviously done your TV work. That you've got a very, very successful acting career. You've got your restaurants and all that. Is that sort of just something that's been always in you, this sort of ambition, or is there? I don't know if there's a sort of, you can see, well, why am I so actively sort of out there all the time?
My dad just wanted me to do better than he did. So I just keep trying.
So your kid's going to be a hard task to do better than his dad did.
Why?
Because you've done an incredible amount of work.
There's a lot I haven't done.
I should ask too. We just spoke before the cameras rolled. I know that your mom, and her name is. We spoke before actually. Diane Finnegan, and you say that the line goes right into Shannon somewhere. You found.
Yeah, apparently there's a pub in Shannon that it all started from. Most
Good thing.
Most families started a pub some way or another, right?
Well, Finnegan's Wake is a very famous Irish ballad, so that's a big part of the Irish culture. So there could be even a connection there. Who knows? That could be.
Who knows?
Somewhere in there.
Is it Michael Finnegan? Begin Again.
There you go.
That was always the.
I don't have a minute left. I'm not sure if I have. Oh no, I'm not. Rock and roll. I got to wrap it up. Okay, lovely to talk to you guys.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.